When I think about my call, I have to go back to my childhood growing up in rural West Michigan on my parents' small produce farm. I remember some missionaries came to our church and they regaled us with stories of terrible things they ate and all the challenges they were facing. And something about that I think must have really unsettled me. I remember afterwards our Sunday school teacher probably said something like, "Now let's pray for these missionaries and maybe pray what the Lord is calling you to do in your life." And I remember very specifically what my prayer was that day, and that is, "God, I'll do anything, but I'm not going to be a missionary." And that was how I lived. I had no intentions of going into ministry. I was pursuing my own path, which wasn't a bad path, but it was my own. It was not what God was calling me to. At the age of 21, I started to become really restless with no explanation as to why. I thought I was on the right path. That restlessness turned into insomnia, and I was only getting a couple hours of sleep a night, and it was extremely frustrating. And one night I remember I was working late, and I kicked back in my desk in my chair, and I looked up and I said, "God, there has to be more to life than this." And in that moment, I didn't hear God's audible voice, but I felt in my spirit that the Lord was saying, "Chad, there is more to life than this, and you're going to find it as a missionary." So imagine my shock in that moment. But at the same time, I knew it was so far from what I wanted that it had to be God. And all I could say was, okay. And in that moment, my life changed incredibly. And it has certainly not been easy. But this life has been so incredibly rich, and I wouldn't change it for anything. So 20 years ago, I started in ministry knowing that I was going to be doing audio Bibles and audio recording of scriptures. So imagine my surprise now, a few years ago, where the Lord opened up the opportunity to continue doing the audio Bible recordings and distribution, but also with New Harvest Farm, where we are building bridges through Bible-based agriculture and helping with food security. And it is incredible to see the Lord working through agriculture. And again, I see it come full circle, because when I was working on my parents' produce farm, I knew I was growing good food and I was getting a really good tan, and that was really all I was interested in. I had no idea that many years ago that the Lord is preparing me for this call today. So what is the Lord calling you to do? The reality is it's probably not easy, but the Lord will give you tons of grace, and it is going to be incredibly rich, and you will never regret it.